If anyone thinks this is rage bait for like me using my fingers or like looking terrible doing my own makeup, I just, encourage you to like look in the mirror and ask yourself if you're brave enough to accept the social media content of like a non-glamorous normal person for a change. Hi, I'm Jackie, and I'm not an AI figment of a computer's imagination. I've seen a lot of people posting about these, like usually in a sponsored way. This is not sponsored. Literally, this is the first YouTube video I'm ever recording, which is a whole embarrassment and weirdness in my life in and of itself, but I wanted to put y'all on. So everybody talks about these as a lip gloss that is also a stain, right? However, I have been using them. I've used like 4 different tones in the past few months, and I've really enjoyed just using them in a kind of blotted on kind of way. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but my cats are fighting. They're fine. This is the shade Hydra Honey, which is just, kind of what you expect it to be, like a nude, kind of warm pink. Yeah. You don't have to go full gloss with it. You can if you want to. I mean, it's cool too, but sometimes I just feel like a subtle glossy tint that I know is going to stay on without doing so much that it gets in my teeth. Because like if you, for example, really go for it, it's beautiful and I like it too, but sometimes I'm just not feeling like maintaining a gloss, you know what I mean? The other thing I wanted to share is like you have this excess glossy material, right? Like there's nothing stopping you from like whether it's underpainting up here before you put on concealer or foundation. And look, I know I'm putting this on with my fingers. I promise you my fingers are clean, but also obviously like putting this stuff on with your fingers not best practice. But you could, for example, have some sort of sponge, right? And just like build it in whatever way, whatever pattern you want. And I like it. It's like glossy and flushed. So yeah, I've even situation out. The palette is my lips. It's kind of silly. I've even used, this is Espresso Soak. I've used this on my mouth, obviously or not obviously. What is she doing? I'm kind of like contouring. It looks like I just ate a bunch of frosting. But you can also just like sort of add the stain in an underpainted way as a tone on your eyes. And I know, y'all, I know that probably according to science or whatever, or dermatologists, that you're not supposed to put lip products, especially ones that you put on your mouth directly with the wand or whatever, towards your eyes because of infections or whatever. But listen, I have not given myself pink eye by doing this. Just for whatever that's worth. And I've seen like Rosalia Vogue beauty tips video where she's putting like lip balm on her eyes.
Normalmente lo que es para el ojo, yo lo uso la boca.
So I know like people do that.
¿Por qué no?
Don't cancel me. Listen, I know I'm not even a beauty influencer, y'all. I'm just a human. I think you're probably a human too, so you'll understand. Yeah, you start to give it some dimension. And this is great. I mean, this is great for like times when you're not, you know, wearing a bunch of makeup. Like I don't like having a bunch of makeup on my face, even though I like makeup. Is that a weird thing to say? And this is just like a beauty balm with an SPF in it. It's from Elizavecca. I don't know if people use this. I think it was on sale because it was being like discontinued. So here's to being cheap. If anyone thinks this is rage bait for like me using my fingers or like looking terrible doing my own makeup, I just, encourage you to like look in the mirror and ask yourself if you're brave enough to accept the social media content of like a non-glamorous normal person for a change. Anyway, you can start to see like I was being very messy with the lip IV and on my lips even, but you can clean it up with concealer, with foundation. We have another incredibly old discontinued product, Kat Von D something something blah 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 eyebrows, and perennial favorite, the E.L.F. brow lift. I like to put it on a wand and rub it on my hand first so that I don't overload my brows with product, because I'm not trying to glue them down. I'm just trying to give them some dimension. The thing I've really liked about aging, like I'm in my mid-30s, is that I just don't care about being perfect in the way that I used to in my teens and my 20s. Like, it's hilarious too, because, like, I still wear makeup. Like, I've still gotten plastic surgery, I still like to dress myself in an intentional way. But the scars are out and the age spots are coming out, and, not bad for somebody who carelessly cuts their own hair. The other thing that I like about NYX Lip IV is, oh my god, man. Okay, there we go. This is Cranberry Splash. The other thing I like about it is that, I don't know, other like red lipstick girlies, like, I love the way that red lipstick looks, but I swear it doesn't stay on my mouth, like it goes other places. And if I'm honest with myself, what I really want as a fairly low maintenance person is a red lip tint. I like the idea of having something red that's like, that reads as red lip, that won't be like, all across the side of my face in 10 minutes. You don't have to go like 0 to 100 on these lip glosses. Like you can like blot them on and they're nice. Let's see, just like blending shit with my finger. Ugh. You start to see like there's a danger of, getting it on your teeth, so you have to be vigilant. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Like, I've put some of these on without like looking in a mirror before. And you know, also because they're staining glosses and they take some time to actually stain. You have time to work with them. Don't mind my weird ass faces. Okay. You have time to work with them to blend them in as a blush or whatever. I mean, I'm just doing this quickly. Like I'm not being a perfectionist, so like pardon me for, you know. I'm just a person on the internet. I'm not like a makeup artist. But yeah, it does the job. And you have this dewy situation, right? With a bold color. I don't know. Yeah. You know, we're surviving. Survival makeup. So give it a shot. They're really affordable too, man. Like oof. I live in Mexico and here I want to say they're like $7. I think they're more expensive in the US, but the formula's nice. I kind of like the framing of like my face being in focus in the middle of these like these little dudes. Whatever. All of the information it's in the description. Give it a shot. There are lots of colors. Yeah.